Welcome to Same But Different. I'm here with my brother, He's sick, so I'm going to get somebody else to do this with me this time. Can you?
Me? What?
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Everybody, this is Victoria, my wife. She likes watching movies as well, and has wonderful things to say about movies. And since Brody is sick, going to farms and seeing animals all day today.
Did he?
That's the tea.
I didn't know this tea.
Yeah, he's sick. So we're here and we're gonna review a couple of movies for you. And first on the docket is If. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for doing this with me.
Thanks for having me.
Look how beautiful she is, folks. This is fantastic.
I also don't have memories of movies. Like
You forget them quite easily.
so easily. Ask me to remember a song right after.
Yeah.
Got it. Movie right after. Did I even watch it? I don't know. So we'll see how this goes.
You
Picked the wrong person to do
No. First, let's crack a beverage.
Oh. ASMR. Oh.
This channel became something totally different. Same but different.
I know what the people want. Just saying.
Yeah, you do. All right. John Krasinski's If. John Krasinski actually, I don't know if he wrote it, but he definitely directed it.
Oh, okay.
And this is a far cry from his previous directed movies, A Quiet Place.
Just that. His
One and
previous
two.
directed
1 and 2.
the one.
Yeah. So he did a horror movie and then he did a family movie. Both involve families. So there's that.
That's true.
What did you give it out of 10?
I forget. I think I can't remember which movie I gave what, but honestly, they're probably around the same anyway.
Yep.
I think I would have. I think I gave it a 6.
A 6.
I think.
Okay.
If I can remember correctly.
I have it at a 6.5.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have my reasons. I have the good, the bad, and the mediocre.
Okay.
But we're going to start off with the good.
I swear, if you took any of my points and I have nothing to say. Because
See-
we also talked about this already.
Hold up.
Because I didn't know I was doing this. So
What points if you forget everything?
Well, I'll remember if you say it.
Okay. Solid opening to this movie. Brody texted me after he watched the movie and he's like, it kind of feels like Up. And it's definitely not as sad and heart-wrenching as Up, but it definitely has the same elements. And we're going to try to avoid spoilers because it's a relatively new movie.
Oh.
It gives you the family dynamic really well. And I think I think it did a good job at grabbing you.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, without knowing the trailer and what the movie was going to be about, I didn't know it was going to get there by the opening.
You had no idea what we were in for.
No, I watched the trailer for
okay.
this one. That's what I'm saying. Like, I knew what we were getting into, but if I had not seen the trailer, that opening doesn't allude to that at all.
Got you.
You know.
Oh, yes. It's very much just like a family drama
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Another thing I think this movie did well doing, that's a sentence,
It is a
is
sentence.
especially before you know anything, before you're given answers at all, before you even enter into the If world. If stands for imaginary friend, for those who don't know. I think it did a really good job at like maintaining the intrigue. I knew there were a lot of moments while we were watching, you're like, what is happening? Like, what's going on? There were so many like hints as to like, oh, she's back or she's returned or like, you've been here before. And like, the only thing I can relate it to is Lost, where like you don't get all the answers right away and then eventually you do, but you're always intrigued. I think the first half of this movie really gave you all the seeds.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is happening? But not in a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, it bothered me because I want answers right away.
I know. You always want them up front.
Yeah, it definitely did it well where, there's that intrigue of like, it was mainly Ryan Reynolds' character being like, oh yeah, like you remember that kind of thing. Or like, and you're just like, well, huh? Like, how do you guys know each other? Also, this will be, I guess, my bad. I just remembered it, so I'm going to say it now. The whole beginning where she first sees Ryan Reynolds and he's like climbing up the window. Side of the building. You are a child that is seeing a grown man scale a building into a kid's room, and you just go, let me follow him.
Yeah.
Weird. Like, I'd be screaming and running.
Yeah, that was a weird story element.
I mean, if it was Ryan Reynolds, maybe I wouldn't be screaming at her.
Well, as a child, you see
yeah.
him, like
no,
you
as
said,
a child, you see this grown man scaling a building. It's weird. I thought that was weird because, you know, you don't know what's going on. She doesn't know what's going on. We know what's going on, kind of. She doesn't.
That's a really good point.
It's weird.
I liked the creature design of all the ifs. I think they did a really cool job at using the creators using their imagination to come up with these different things. I wonder how they did it. I wonder maybe if they got kids to actually make up these things. That would be kind of cool. Assigning attributes to each one too. Like one was a protector and one was like a scaredy cat or something like that. I don't know. Each one had their own little personal thing to them.
Super cute. Yeah, I liked that. I liked the creative aspect of all the ifs. That was probably one of my favorite parts. Just like even like the audition.
Yeah.
Like the audition with all of them and you got to see them all and hear their voices and, you know.
Which segues into my next point. Loved the voice acting.
So good.
Loved the voice acting and so many recognizable voices. Yes. You'll find yourself hitting up IMDb immediately to find out who's who.
I mean, I was guessing most of them.
You were.
I was on it.
You were. And that was really good.
Yeah.
Really impressed. The little girl.
Yeah.
She plays Judith from Walking Dead. Oh, you will get that reference because you watched the end of Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering where she was from.
Yeah, she's the little girl. She's Rick's daughter, all grown up. And I think she did a really good job.
She did. Yeah.
I think she's got a bright future ahead of her. She did. She executed those emotions and the lines really well. I think it was really cool.
I think so too. But now as I'm thinking though, I'm like, what did she really like?
Oh, there was lots. There was
some emotional bits, I guess. But I mean, I guess
there were lots of emotional bits. And then like her interaction with the other little kid in the hospital, like it was really cute.
Yeah, I did like that.
And compared to his acting.
That's true. Yeah. he that kid was definitely, it brought out the kiddie side of this movie.
Yes.
Which I guess is probably another one of your points because it was mine.
The kiddie side?
Yeah.
I don't think I talked about it too much, but I do recognize that I think the humor part of this movie was very childlike, but the content was adult. A little bit. Not like rated R or anything like that, but like the material and the themes that they deal with.
I really felt that it was a very kiddie movie while I was watching it. And I yes, it was advertised as a kiddie movie, but like I thought we were going to get a little bit more of maybe funnier content. Especially with Ryan Reynolds and John Krasinski. And
I think that was its downfall. A large part of its downfall is that the humor was just for children. Yeah. But to me, it counterbalanced that with the thematic elements of we are reconnecting adults with their imaginary friends. And I think that's something that almost every adult can connect with, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But that's also one of my bads. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Interesting. Well, I was going to say like the artistic side of some of the shots. That could be more adult content.
Yeah.
Like the grandma's moment.
Oh man.
So yeah, I don't know how much I was supposed to say.
That's fine.
But yeah, the grandma's moment as the adult, you know, and
the grandma's moment made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah, like those are the moments I think that the kids that'll glaze over, but the adults will be like, oh yeah. Yeah. Or like just all of them at the end, all the adults at the end. Yes. You know, that's the moment that got me emotional because that was like you're reconnecting with your child, your inner self, which I don't know. I didn't really have an imaginary kid growing up, so I can't relate. But
you didn't have an imaginary kid?
Did I say that? Yeah. Imaginary friend.
Run the tape.
Imaginary friend as a kid.
Right.
I didn't really have one. I tried to make up one. I didn't want it to be part of the crew. But
I didn't have one either. However, I talked to my dog a lot.
Oh, yeah. So
like he was
guardian dog.
Yeah, he was like my imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Like I thought he would listen and talk back to me, but
yeah,
I didn't really have an imaginary friend. Anyway.
But yeah, either way, I connected to it as just a side of like connecting to your inner kid.
Yeah, inner child. For sure.
It's cute.
Did you have any other good to add?
I mean, I loved John Krasinski's moments.
Okay. Yeah.
It's John, right?
It's John.
Okay, you looked at me. Jonathan? Why does that sound weird?
Kidding.
It's okay. I'm like, it's definitely John. Who calls him Jonathan?
I do. We're close.
We go by Jonathan.
Yeah, when you get closer with someone's long name.
I liked all his moments,
Yeah.
but they were good. I mean, obviously, like,
I agree.
he's just great.
He can
so.
appear in anything. I'll be smiling for sure.
Even though his humor too was a little kiddie too, it just I still liked it. It was charming. It was.
But
cute.
his had a reason to be kiddie because he was trying to keep young.
That's true.
He was trying to keep his daughter young
true.
and vibrant and and childlike. But him being in the movie is actually one of my bads.
What do you mean?
I'll get there.
Oh wait, no, I think I know what you mean because it's probably mine too.
Okay.
Pick your favorite if while we're on the goods.
Oh, okay. My favorite if. Ooh, Steve Carell as the main if was fine.
He
but
had
I think
the
he
most
had the most
cringy
childlike humor.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a sucker for the old bear man. Not bear man. He's an old man.
The main Lewis.
Yeah,
the main
Lewis. He's an old man
head
voice,
honcho.
voicing an
Retirement.
old tattered bear. Looked like a teddy bear. He had my heart a little bit. I didn't connect with any of them too much.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really have a lot of the solo moments, so it was kind of hard,
Yeah.
but maybe based on just the audition. I liked Unicorn.
Unicorn is great. Emily Blunt.
And
Unicorn is cool.
the s'mores.
Just the marshmallow.
The marshmallow?
Yeah.
Well, he was on fire, so.
He was on fire.
S'more.
Is a marshmallow on fire a s'more?
Is it s'more or s'more?
S'more? Is a marshmallow? Whatever.
No, I said it too, though. 'Cause I'm like, why did I say s'more?
S'more.
S'more more.
Is a marshmallow on fire a s'more? Like, is that all it takes? Or do you need the chocolate?
No, I think you
graham
need the
cracker?
chocolate and the graham, but it being on fire is the first step.
Mediocre time. Ryan Reynolds.
No. Ryan Reynolds. You're mediocre.
I know. You don't no, I don't mean that. You don't often hear that Ryan Reynolds is mediocre in a movie. But I think
I have a friend who thinks otherwise.
The execution of Ryan Reynolds as this character, I just think it could have been casted better because I love Ryan Reynolds. And I think Ryan Reynolds has a very happy, joyful face and voice. And when you cast him as a character who's kind of like a grumpy, old, cynical, pessimistic, lost all his childhood charm.
Yeah.
It just didn't jive for me. I don't know. Like, I didn't buy it. I still enjoyed his presence, and he got there. He got there, and it doesn't make the movie lose points. But I'm just kind of like, meh, that was fine.
He was supposed to be this grumpy old man, and then he's not old, first of all, and then two, it just made him seem like he just had attitude towards her for no reason.
Yep.
Or like towards everyone for no reason.
Yep.
And you're just like, well, why do you have attitude? Like, who are you? But it was just, there's a reason behind it. But yeah, it just doesn't click.
Moving on to the bad points of this movie. The thing that made the movie lose points for me, the plot couldn't figure out what it wanted to be. For the first half of the movie, we're talking about reassigning imaginary friends to new children because the children have grown up. Their old children have grown up, forgotten about them, so we need to assign them to new children. That premise is great.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
But it is quickly abandoned because they fail like once.
Yeah, fail with one kid.
They re-aim their sights on a different plot, which is now reconnecting the imaginary friends with their original children, which is also a great premise.
Yeah.
2 different movies.
Yep. Totally.
2 different movies. And the fact that it flip-flopped between the 2, I was like, you need to pick one.
Yep.
Because now I felt like I got an incomplete movie and another incomplete movie.
Totally agree.
Okay, cool. Totally. No notes.
No notes.
No notes.
So perfect.
All right, cool. John Krasinski as the dad character. Okay, don't get me wrong. John Krasinski performed well. Like, he's amazing. He's funny and he's charming, and I love to see his face. However, the dad character, I just think was absolutely pointless.
Useless. Yep.
Useless. Pointless and useless.
Yeah.
And it didn't make any sense why he was even part of the story. He could have been present, but there was this whole subplot of him being sick. And that's not a spoiler.
But not
you find
really?
But not really. You never know what exactly is wrong with him. They kind of just say he has a broken heart.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not sick, I'm broken, but I'm in the hospital for a month.
Yeah.
Like
a month leading up to a surgery. Like, why are you in a hospital for that long leading up to a surgery.
Yeah, doing nothing. What
And
are you
then
doing?
this is a little bit of a spoiler, but like he has the surgery.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then he's kind of like he's having.
Then it's like,
he's,
oh my god.
But he's resting. The nurse straight up says like, your dad's just resting. He's fine. And she goes in there and she's like, please don't leave me. No, I can't do this. He's fine.
And then he wakes up and all the nurses come rushing in as if he was just in a coma.
Yeah.
What?
We were just told he's fine.
He said it was a normal procedure that they do all the time.
Yeah.
He's resting.
So what was that about? I don't know. The dad
weird.
character didn't either. He didn't need to be in the movie, or they just could have like not made it so.
He could have been on a business trip.
Sure.
Like there literally was no reason. Yeah, like he didn't even need to be in it, and if he was in it, he could have been a random side character. No,
I think he could have been in there, been John Krasinski, been
Sure.
super charming, and then something maybe happened to him, like a car crash or something, and like
then-
put him in
and
critical
then he
condition.
was fine. Yeah,
because that's required for her to finish her journey,
yes.
right?
They moved into the grandma's house because of said surgery for also an unknown reason. Like you moved to Sydney to have a surgery. Why? Like, are you there for a specialist? Who knows? So therefore, if it was either like you could have done that character either one way or the other. Like the grandma didn't need to be in there if maybe the dad had a moment. So maybe have the dad be the grandma's kind of character. You know,
Combine
like
the characters.
One or the two.
Interesting.
Like like the whole purpose of that.
I love the grandma's moment though. We need to keep that in there.
The grandma, her moment was cool. I think one of my bads too is just kind of like it was really weird. The grandma like taking care of this girl, but not really. Like she didn't know how to take care of her. Like, did you not have kids? She was just like, I don't know what you like. Here's pizza.
Well,
like,
there's
like,
one thing of not knowing anything about your granddaughter. Maybe they don't live together. That's fine.
Yeah.
But not knowing how to, at basic, take care of a child. You're right. Like,
And she was like, the kid's always gone.
Yeah.
And she's just like
sleeping on the couch, like or something like that. Yeah, it was weird.
Like you're in a foreign city and you're just like letting this like 7-year-old. I don't know, how old is she? 13? I don't know kids' ages.
I think she said 12 at the beginning. She's like, Dad, I'm 12 now. I'm not a kid.
I'm a big kid.
Yeah.
I'm not a kid.
I'm not
an
a kid
adult
anymore.
now.
I'm not a kid. Listen, you're a kid up until what?
Teen.
You're still a kid at teen.
You're still.
I think.
Oh yeah, because 13.
I feel like you're a kid
until you're an adult.
I feel like you're a kid until you're 18, 19 years old.
Yeah. And then you're a teenager for 1 year until you're an adult.
All you kids out there, if you're watching, just like embrace that. Just like call yourself a kid until then.
Yeah.
Don't be like, I'm not a kid. You are. You are.
Yeah, just be it, because everyone wants to grow up faster and
Yeah, and if you have an imaginary friend, hold on to them.
Yeah.
Don't forget about them. That is it for me. Anything else you want to say on the movie?
No, I think that's it too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hello, it's me. I'm sick. I'm sure Derek already mentioned that, so I am recording this from home so you get the shitty background and the blurry camera. Yeah, we missed it. Woohoo! I'm sure that Victoria is doing a wonderful job filling in for me. We thank her for doing that because it keeps the show going. Because when we do it solo, it just, what's the point of our channel name? Same but different against yourself doesn't make any sense. So, If. You know what? If was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So much so that I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Just based on the trailers, first of all, I thought that any twist ending with Hart was absolutely predictable. The trailer was filled with jokes that didn't land and cringy, gross humor that I didn't like. But I am happy to report that they wasted all of that by putting it in the trailer, and the rest of the movie, outside of that 3 minutes, is pretty darn good. My biggest gripe is that there are jokes that don't land. And another gripe of mine, and maybe this is me being a little bit picky, but it's that it almost felt like the movie didn't know who its target audience was. Because it is a family movie, but there are scenes that I would argue would be very boring for kids to watch. Because while it is bright and goofy and fun and whimsical, there are scenes where they straight up just have a meaningful, heartfelt conversation for 5-10 minutes. And as a kid who likes like Paw Patrol, they might come into that and be like, what are we watching? And then the dance number starts and they're into it again. I really do think this movie is a family movie, not a kid's movie. But they kind of toe the line of being not for kids too many times, and also with the cringy, stupid, dumb humor, not for adults a lot of the time. Everything that wasn't in those two avenues really did work. And it's why I'm still able to give this movie a 7. And I don't know if I'm explaining that as well as I could. It was so heartfelt. People can say what they want about John Krasinski. I love John Krasinski. And I thought he was going to be in this way less, so that was a nice surprise. And Judith from The Walking Dead. Forgive me, I do not know her name. She's like one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead, and I was really excited to see her in this, and she did a really, really good job. She was very charming, just a good little actor. She did a great job. I was very happy to see it. The surrounding voices of all the imaginary friends were great, except for Awkwafina, because I don't like her. Steve Carell's character was the minion humor of it all, and making him the main if was a little too much for me sometimes. But they all did a really good job. The dance music number about halfway through was delightful. It was fun to see Ryan Reynolds play a little more of a charming, down-to-earth character than... because you see Ryan Reynolds in all his roles lately, and it's all very Deadpool. It's all very Ryan Reynolds playing Ryan Reynolds. And while he did in this, he was more just a regular kind of guy. And that was nice. Now, I don't know if I can call this a gripe. The movie kind of spoon-fed you what the twists or turns were going to be along the way, which is fine because the trailer made me think it was going to be something completely different, so that's okay. And again, it is a family movie, so they want kids to get it. But it just didn't feel like a very big reveal. A very big reveal. I'm a little confused as to why Brad Pitt voiced Keith, the imaginary friend who didn't say a line of dialogue. So I don't know if there's a deleted scene somewhere or if that's just an inside joke. All in all, I enjoyed it. It had a lot of heart. It made me tear up. It didn't make me like ugly cry or sob like some movies do, but it certainly gave you that warm and fuzzy feeling, and that's what it was intended to. Maybe that's what I'm missing, is it's for the kid inside of every adult. It's not for kids, it's not for adults, it's for that lost child inside of you. That's a weird sentence. Maybe don't use that.
Have you out there, have you seen If? And if you have, let us know in the comment section below what you thought about the movie. Try not to do any spoilers, but like at this point...
No, do it. I want to do it.
Victoria's going to be down in the comment section just spoiling this whole thing. Yeah, let us know what you thought about it. And while you're down there, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know if you like this new format. I'd love to have you on for more.
Do you guys don't do like top 5 things anymore?
No.
Cool. I was going to say I have nothing.
Good. Come on back next time when we are going to review Maxxxine. We love you. Keep watching movies. Cheers. Hey.